What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time, we're going to be taking a look at Zombieland. And to make a long story short, I love Zombieland. 10 years later, this movie still has the same effect on me that it did back then. This movie's incredibly funny. The four actors, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin, they work perfectly off one another. I love their characters. They're just so much fun. Woody Harrelson as Tallahassee is just this out of control badass who is the king of one-liners, and seeing him take out zombies just gives you a joyful glee. You can tell that this man enjoys killing zombies. Killing zombies is his business, and business is good. Jesse Eisenberg as Columbus, he's great. When Jesse Eisenberg is playing like these comedic roles where he just plays an erotic type of character, he fits those roles perfectly. It suits his acting skills and his personality, and I like the camaraderie and chemistry he has with Woody Harrelson. They got like a little bit of an understated father-son dynamic working on there, so I like that stuff a lot. Uh, Emma Stone and Abigail Breslin, they played two sisters, Wichita and Little Rock, respectively, and I like those characters as well too. They buy them as being sisters. They have a good chemistry with one another, and when these four come together finally, they have a really cool family dynamic between them, which is what I like. Which is what I like as well. And I also like the romance between Columbus and Wichita. It feels natural. It doesn't feel forced. You can tell that these two do have a liking for one another, and you can also tell that Wichita is hesitant on her part because of the situation of being in Zombieland. Pretty much fight for survival type deal. So I like all this stuff. Story wise and character wise, handled perfectly. Uh, the overall production of this movie is great. Ruben Fletcher behind the director's chair did a great job. I like the visual look of this movie. I like the look of the zombies. They look rancid, but they look really rancid and intimidating when the shit hits the fan. It's time to go kill them. The use of action, comedy, and horror is perfectly blended in this movie. This movie has just the right amount of horror, but it puts the comedy first, which is what it should. This is a comedy movie to begin with, but the horror element does creep in certain scenes here and there, specifically when they get to Pacific Plainland and it gets overrun by a horde of zombies. But you still get that humor mixed in, which is a perfect counterbalance to the gore and to the horror. And that's the best thing. That's one of the best things I've always liked about Zombieland was the mix of its horror and its comedy, but the horror never outshined the comedy, which is what makes this movie really stand out amongst a plethora of other, horror comedies. Like this movie has comedy first. It's a comedy first, and it knows it's a comedy first. And a lot of the jokes for me, a lot of the jokes mostly land, especially when they come out of Tallahassee's mouth. Woody Harrelson's delivery is hilarious. Woody Harrelson's just a funny guy in this movie. I love it. But of course, to me, the best scene in this movie is the stuff with Bill Murray. The Bill Murray cameo is great, and it has a hilarious payoff when Columbus shoots him by accident. It's hilarious shit. But before that, just seeing Tallahassee fanboy over Bill Murray, it's hilarious. And just seeing Bill Murray interact with Columbus and Wichita, it's fun stuff. I really like it a lot. And I just like the overall look of Bill Murray's mansion. How it looks, Casa, La Mansion de Murray, as Tallahassee would say. The action scenes in this movie, they're all great. Just seeing Tallahassee whack zombies like he's a kid in a candy store is hilarious shit. His one-liners, like I said, they all land. So yeah, no, this is, like I said, this is a very brief review, very short and very sweet overall. I love Zombieland. It's a great movie. The jokes work, but at its core, this is a good movie about camaraderie, and it's a good movie seeing these four characters come together to become their own little dysfunctional family in a way. And to me, that's the core of this movie, is these four becoming a family and that family aspect, and just seeing them just interact with certain things, and Tallahassee pretty much, showing them, little ways to let off steam in Zombieland. The little things that count, and they all count with Tallahassee. And to me, Tallahassee is the best part of this movie. I like his character a lot. He's a badass, but when it's time for Tallahassee to let his guard down and get emotional, and you get that really sad, touching backstory when he talks about his son Buck, it'll make you tear up. It'll make you feel sad, and it makes him a more human character instead of this overblown personality as to what he is when we first see him. So I like that counterbalance. So yeah, Zombieland for me is a 9 out of 10. This movie is great. It's hilarious. 10 years later, it's still funny as all hell. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Zombieland. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I would like to know. Like the video and subscribe, and I will check you back next time for more.